What it do, what it do. You know what to do. Like, subscribe, share, comment to my YouTube channel. Most definitely hit that bell icon. That's a notification bell that alerts you all content that will drop to my YouTube channel that will hit your devices. Also, make sure you hit the thumbs up, the aka like button. It's the three dots at the upper right hand side. Hit the three dots. You see the thumbs up. Make sure you hit the bell icon that alerts you and will let you know every time that I drop fresh content that I drop hit my YouTube channel. Also, make sure you hit the subscribe button. I mean, everybody go double back and spin the block. Go to my second YouTube channel, S.L.R Sports News TV. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, comment over there. All helps both of my channels grow, get more viewers, more subscribers. Push both of my YouTube channels further to the YouTube algorithm to get noticed. I'm putting that work in. Got 2 YouTube channels running. Let's help support the channel, support the movement. You like what I do, make sure you hit the Cash App, $ SRED 40R proceeds. You know what it does, go directly to the channel. Shout out to my subscribers, shout out to my future subscribers. See the title, smash that like button. See it? We in the building, the war in hip hop. King Von. You know what it is, O Block, OTF. You know what we do. You know what we do. It's the replica. You know how I do. It's the War in Hip Hop series. As I continue to bring you that great content. Also, you put it in the chat, put it in the comments. Let me know who y'all want me to do the War in Hip Hop series on. Put them in there. I look at the research, see what I can find, put something together, put that content together, whip it up, and present it to y'all. So anybody, any rapper who y'all want, celebrity who y'all want me to look up, put some content on, put a great story to the War Hip Hop series, just let me know, put it in the comments. You know, I make it happen. You know what we do. War Hip Hop series, King Von. Let's get into the life and the death of King Von. How he came up, how he rose to the stars, to the stardom, and life ended shortly in Atlanta. So let's get into it. This is the guy that got Lil Durk facing life in prison or the death penalty right now. This guy right here, King Von. Let's get into it. Roll the footage.
When you did finally find out that it was King Von who died, how'd you feel?
I was like, damn. If Brian did that stupid last night, his still would have been alive.
Ever since King Von's death, Lil Tim hasn't stopped talking, but now it looks like he's taking it even further. Word is, the rapper just leaked exclusive footage tied to King Von's murder. With so many questions still surrounding that night in Atlanta, this new leak could change everything. Let's break it down. The night of the shooting, Let's set the scene and break down exactly what happened outside the Monaco Hookah Lounge in the wee hours of November 6, 2020. Rising Chicago drill rapper King Von, government name Davon Bennett, caught the fade that turned fatal outside the Monaco Hookah Lounge in downtown Atlanta. Von, only 26 at the time, had just dropped his debut album Welcome to O Block a week prior and was probably still in celebration mode at what people say was an album release function. According to the Georgia Bureau of Investigation and Atlanta PD, the whole situation popped off around 3:20 a.m. when two squads, Von's crew and Quando Rondo's, Tyquan Bowman, entourage, got into it in the parking lot. What started as just words quickly escalated to hands and then ultimately to blicks being drawn. 6 people caught bullets in total, with 3 fatalities, including Von. The other confirmed body was 34-year-old Mark Blakely from the Chip. The whole scene was straight chaos, with multiple shooters busting, including 2 off-duty Atlanta cops who were on security detail at the spot. The surveillance footage, which has been all over the internet since, shows how it started. You can see King Von walk up on Quando Rondo and start throwing hands. The situation got ugly real quick when a man, later ID as Timothy Lul Tim Leaks, a 22-year-old member of Quando's crew, allegedly pulled out and started busting. The Atlanta Police Department said 2 off-duty officers working security at the lounge and 1 on-duty cop who was patrolling nearby tried to break it up. The officers also let off shots during the incident, making it even harder to figure out who hit who. King Von was rushed to the hospital in critical condition, but later succumbed to his injuries. According to reports from the Fulton County Medical Examiner, Von caught multiple slugs, with wounds to his torso, right hand, and dome. A shot through his right eye, which exited the back of his skull, was believed to be the one that took him out. Just one day after the shooting on November 7, 2020, the Atlanta PD announced they had booked Timothy Lul Tim Leaks in connection with Von's death. According to their statement, Leaks was hit with a felony murder charge. When they locked him up, Leaks was actually laid up in the hospital with gunshot wounds he'd caught during the same incident. He'd been hit twice, once in the hip and once in the cheeks, and I don't mean the face. In a recent sit-down, Lul Tim spoke on what happened that night and how he got booked while still in the hospital bed.
Okay, so you're in the hospital, you were shot yourself, and then you actually get arrested for the shooting?
Right. Like a couple days later in the hospital, they come chain me to the bed.
Okay, so now you're chained to the bed, you're shot, 2 bullet holes in you. And what are they charging you with at that time?
They don't even tell me what I'm charged with.
Lul Tim later found out just how serious the charges were when they transferred him to Fulton County.
He just come in there. I see the handcuffs. I'm like, oh, I know what he finna do. He like, what did he say? He say something like, you're not charged. He said, you just detained right now. You just detained right now, but you're not charged. He said something like that, but in my head, I already knew what was going on. So I was like, yeah, all right. Like, whatever.
Despite the heavy charge, Lul Tim said his lawyer put some hope in his ear that he might be able to beat the case on self-defense.
You got this, and this. This a high-profile case. He like, it's beatable, though. He was like, I watched the video. You could get self-defense off this, and that. So he telling me that, this, and that. I'm like, all right, like, he telling me good news about it. And me knowing how it happened and how it went down, I'm like, yeah, I really could get self-defense.
Right after the shooting, nobody seemed to have the full story on what really went down or who was to blame. Different narratives started circulating, with some folks saying King Von was actually hit by police bullets rather than by Lul Tim. King Von's ex, Asian Doll, aka Asian Debrat, was one of the loudest voices pushing this alternative story. In tweets that she later deleted, she claimed, "The police said Tim ain't kill him, the police did," suggesting it was the cops' bullets, not Lul Tim's, that took Von out. Adding more confusion to the mix were stories about King Von's sister, Kayla B, and what she did that night. According to Balo, King Von's cousin, Kayla claimed she turned her phone off after hearing about the shooting instead of rushing to the hospital. I don't even be noticing a lot of until they come, and then it'd be making sense. Like, I'm like, damn, that don't make sense. Why would you turn your phone off? Why wouldn't you want to know if your brother good? Why wouldn't you go to the hospital with your brother? But yeah, this behavior had fans and family members both side-eyeing her. As the days went by, more details started coming out about the shooting. The Georgia Bureau of Investigation, GBI, took over the case because police officers were involved in the shooting. They confirmed 2 bodies and 6 others catching bullets, including Lul Tim. After getting booked, Lul Tim stayed locked up in Fulton County until March 27, 2021, when he posted a $100,000 bond. This was kind of unusual since murder is typically a no-bond offense in Georgia, but Leak's lawyer, Noah Pines, somehow convinced the Superior Court to grant him bond. While out on bond, Lul Tim kept a relatively low profile, though he did drop some music, including a snippet of a track track called Off the List, which some fans took as a subliminal reference to his case. In October 2022, Lil Tim caught more cases when he got knocked for drug charges in Georgia, including possession of Schedule 1 and 2 controlled substances and weed. This arrest happened while he was still on bond for the murder charge, making his legal situation even more shaky. During this whole time, tensions were still high between King Von's associates, especially those affiliated with Lil Durk's Only the Family, OTF, label, and Quando Rondo's squad. Social media posts and bars from both sides seemed to be throwing shots, suggesting the beef was far from squashed. These tensions would eventually spark more retaliation and legal troubles, especially as the case against Lil Tim took an unexpected turn. The charges dropped and exclusive revelations. In a shocking plot twist that had the whole hip-hop community buzzing, on August 20th, 2023, almost 3 years after King Von got laid down, all murder charges against Timothy Lil Tim Leaks were tossed out. According to Leaks' attorney, Noah Pines, the case against Mr. Leaks was dismissed prior to ever being indicted. The dismissal was based on Georgia's Stand Your Ground law, with the DA's office apparently believing that Lil Tim was just protecting his mans during the altercation. Under Georgia law, you ain't gotta retreat before using deadly force if you reasonably believe it's necessary to prevent somebody from catching a body or serious bodily harm to yourself or others. In a statement to 11 Alive, Pines confirmed the dismissal, but didn't spill the tea on exactly why the prosecutors backed off. But legal experts suggested that with all the chaos of the shootout, multiple straps being let off and cops busting too, it would have been mad difficult to prove beyond reasonable doubt that Leaks wasn't just trying to protect his homie. Lil Tim himself spoke on the dismissal in a quick interview.
Well, you were lucky to a certain degree because you're in Georgia and Georgia has a stand your ground law.
Right.
If this had happened in LA or New York, you wouldn't have been able to, have that law work in your benefit. And unfortunately, the law works both ways. But in your case, it actually helped you because it was proven that you were protecting your friend and you were standing your ground, and ultimately they had to drop all the charges.
When asked about how Quando Rondo reacted to the news, Lil Tim shared,
How did Quando react when you finally told him?
I was super happy, but he probably was happier than me. He tried to come through the phone. He like, yeah, boy, we finna do this, we finna do that, we finna do this, we finna do that. He making plans for me. I ain't even made for my own self. He like, cuz we about to get this real money now, all this type of stuff. Like, he more happier than me.
just hours after word got out about the charges being dropped, Lil Tim dropped a new track called Left a Stain, where he rapped about beating the case. The music video showed him taking off his ankle monitor, symbolizing he was finally free from the system. The dismissal of charges against Lil Tim didn't put an end to all the different stories floating around about what really happened to King Von. If anything, it just made people argue even harder, especially on social media, where fans, homies, and family members from both sides kept pushing their own versions of events. Asian Doll stuck to her story that it was police bullets, not Lil Tim's, that took Von out. In a tweet she later deleted after hearing about the charges getting dropped, she doubled down with, because the police said Tim ain't kill him, the police did, suggesting that's why they had to let Tim walk. King Von's family was heated about not hearing directly from the DA's office about the dismissal. Meanwhile, the streets of social media were on fire, with fans on Twitter, now X, and Reddit going off, seeing the decision as the system failing Von rather than justice being served. Multiple sources reported that Asian Doll claimed ballistic evidence showed showed Lil Tim's bullets didn't match those found in King Von's body, but no official reports or court docs have been released to either confirm or deny this claim. Making things even spicier, Charleston White reportedly disrespected Von's family, calling Lil Tim a hero and bragging about shaking the hand that pulled the trigger. In the months after he beat the case, Lil Tim started talking more openly about his involvement in the incident, dropping new details through a series of interviews. These exclusive revelations, while not actual leaked footage like some clickbait headlines might suggest, give his first-hand account of what went down that night. In one of his most straightforward interviews, Lil Tim admitted to letting off multiple shots at King Von, specifically claiming he squeezed 4 times.
Well, you pull out and you shoot 4 times.
Yeah, the gun jammed.
Oh, the gun jammed.
Yeah.
After the 4th shot?
Probably like the 3rd shot.
Lil Tim also described how he caught bullets himself during the incident, specifically saying it was the police who shot him.
Okay. But after you start shooting, all hell breaks loose. There were off-duty cops in the area, and they start shooting.
Right.
You end up getting shot twice?
Right.
Well, what parts of the body?
I get shot in my right hip bone, and I get shot on my ass.
According to Lil Tim, he managed to keep his cool despite being shot, since this wasn't his first time catching a bullet.
Are you more calm about it this time since you've gone through it before?
Yeah, because like the first time I got shot, I didn't have a panic attack. I was calm. So it's like this time, I knew like, do the same thing, like stay calm and just make sure I get to the hospital.
An interesting detail Lil Tim revealed was that he didn't even recognize King Von during the altercation.
I didn't know neither one if he was gone or still alive. I just, like I say, I didn't even know it was him. So I didn't even know if he was dead or alive. I just was trying to make sure Quando was good.
He also addressed rumors that were circulating about King Von supposedly using Quando Rondo as a human shield during the fight.
By him getting shot in the back, he probably was like, his body was just locked on to him from holding him. Like, people would think he was trying to take his chain or something like that, but I don't really think it was that. I really just think like, his body was just locked on and he couldn't let go.
Perhaps most surprisingly, Lil Tim claimed he had no idea about any pre-existing beef between King Von and Quando Rondo. When asked about where the conflict might have started, including rumors about NBA Youngboy, Asian Doll, and Jania, Youngboy's baby mama, Lil Tim insisted these issues were never even discussed in their circle.
That type don't even be on our mind. But like you say though, like he never talked to me about nothing about that situation.
Yeah, listen, unless I hear something different, all these reasons sound stupid and petty.
In October 2024, Lil Tim announced he was dropping a multi-part documentary series titled Book of Timothy, produced by BMS Studios, Hoodstar Films, and Say Cheese TV. According to the promo materials, the doc promises new details and new evidence related to the case. The trailer features interviews with Lil Tim, Quando Rondo, Charleston White, among others, and claims to serve up never-before-seen content related to the incident. The first episode, A Mother's Prayer, was made available for purchase at $5.99, with a full subscription needed to access all 8 episodes. This announcement sparked major controversy, with critics, including Asian Doll, accusing Lil Tim of trying to profit off King Von's death. After the documentary's trailer dropped, Asian Doll once again claimed that Lil Tim wasn't responsible for King Von's death, which led Tim to respond cryptically on X, formerly Twitter, suggesting Asian Doll must not have seen the video, though he didn't specify which video he was talking about. While the documentary's been hyped as containing exclusive footage, we should clarify that based on all available info, there's no new video footage of the actual shooting that Lil Tim has released. Instead, the exclusive content seems to be Lil Tim's detailed interviews and recollections, along with possibly unseen footage from other aspects of his life or aftermath of the incident. Ever since King Von got laid to rest, numerous conspiracy theories have been floating around, with many suggesting the shooting wasn't just some random run-in, but a premeditated setup. Balo questioned several aspects of the incident, especially why Von's security let him get into a physical altercation in the first place.
And he wanted to go back to his B&B, but he at another club, sleep in the car, and somebody wake him up to fight. And as soon as he fight, his security guard let him walk. He get paid to protect. How the you let him walk over and fight? You ain't even supposed to let him fight.
Another red flag, according to Balo, was that King Von's whip had allegedly been switched from a bulletproof truck to a regular vehicle that night.
I ain't disclosing no names with that one, but somebody told me that he had a, cause I wasn't there. Somebody told me that he had a, well, I know his original driver, he African man, and he had like a bulletproof truck. But all of a sudden, that African man wasn't available.
He speculated this change might have been on purpose.
So basically, if he didn't get out that car and fight, like whoever wanted him to fight, if he ain't got that car and fight, they would have shot him while he was driving, because they switched the truck out. They switched the truck out from a bulletproof truck to a regular truck. He's a hot artist. Why would y'all do that? The night of all this.
There have also been rumors, though unconfirmed, that somebody might have paid Lil Tim to take out King Von. Balo mentioned hearing whispers about this.
Yeah, that's what I heard too. I heard that, you know. So basically, the shit that I heard, I went and just said everything on live. So basically, somebody supposed to have took Lil Tim some money in 2020 or something like that. And I don't know what it's for, but that's what I heard.
It's important to stress that these are still just allegations without solid evidence backing them up. The official investigation ended with the dismissal of charges against Lil Tim, suggesting that the authorities viewed the incident as self-defense rather than a planned hit. The fallout from King Von's death not only fueled the ongoing conflict between OTF and Quando Rondo's crew, but also led to legal complications for Lil Durk, allegedly stemming from retaliatory actions for Von's killing. The aftermath and ongoing feuds. King Von's murder wasn't the end of the bloodshed, but rather the spark that lit up an ongoing cycle of get-back that's continued to claim lives and put people in bracelets. The most significant development in this saga involves Lil Durk, King Von's day one and mentor, who's now facing serious federal charges allegedly connected to avenging Von's death. On October 24, 2024, Lil Durk got snatched up near Miami International Airport on federal charges of conspiracy to commit According to the criminal complaint, Durk, real name Dirk Banks, allegedly orchestrated a plot to smoke Quando Rondo as payback for King Von. The hit, which went down on August 19, 2022, almost 2 years after Von's murder, resulted in a shooting at an LA gas station. While Quando Rondo made it out unscathed, his cousin, Saviaya Lul Pab Robinson, caught a fatal bullet in the attack. Federal prosecutors allege Durk offered money and lucrative music opportunities with OTF to anyone who helped take out Quando Rondo. 5 associates of King Von and Lil Durk Kayvon London Grant, DeAndre Dontrell Wilson, Keith Jones, David Bryan Lindsay, and Asa Houston also got hit with related charges, including conspiracy and gun charges. Court docs claim the squad used OTF-linked credit cards to pay for flights, rental whips, and hotel rooms connected to the plot. In December 2024, a judge ordered Lil Durk to stay locked up while waiting for trial, saying he was a flight risk due to his bread and resources. The trial, initially set for January 7, 2025, was pushed back to October 2025, with both the prosecution and defense agreeing the case is so unusual and so complex that they needed more time to get ready. Lil Durk pleaded not guilty to all charges and hired big-time Atlanta attorney Drew Finley, known for repping high-profile clients, including former President Donald Trump. In April 2025, his legal team filed to have the indictment tossed, arguing that prosecutors misunderstood evidence, including song lyrics, that were written before the shooting ever happened. The case has sparked debate over using rap lyrics as evidence, a practice that's been criticized in other cases too, including Young Thug's. Durk's defense is saying his bars in songs like Wonderful Wayne and Jackie Boy have been taken out of context and don't prove any criminal intent, making the situation even messier. In February 2025, Lil Pab's mother filed a wrongful death lawsuit against Lil Durk in Cook County Court, holding him responsible for her son catching a stray in the botched hit. As of late April 2025, Lil Durk remains in custody, with a bond hearing set for May 8, 2025, according to posts on X and other social media platforms. Throughout the years since King Von got laid to rest, his former shorty Asian Doll has consistently maintained that Lil Tim wasn't the one who bodied Von. She's repeatedly claimed that police bullets, not Lil Tim's, were what took Von out. In October 2024, after the trailer for Lil Tim's documentary dropped, Asian Doll renewed these claims in a now deleted tweet, stating that Lil Tim's bullets didn't match those found in King Von's body. Lil Tim clapped back cryptically on X, asking must be didn't see the video, though he didn't specify which video he was talking about. According to social media reports, Asian doll went at Lil Tim for trying to claim a body he didn't drop and accused him of exploiting Von's death to get his bag up through his documentary. Public reaction to these ongoing back and forths has been mixed, with fans of both King Von and Quando Rondo/Lil Tim choosing sides on social media. Some of Von's supporters see Lil Tim's music drops and his documentary as disrespecting Von's memory, while others argue that he beat the case fair and square and has every right to tell his side of the story. On Reddit forums like R King Von and R Chiricology, the discussions often dive deep into analyzing the case details and debating all the different narratives. According to a deep dive into these forums, fans are deeply divided, with some accepting the self-defense angle, while others are calling for street justice against Lil Tim. As one Reddit user reportedly commented, he was defending his friend. The judge looked at Von's record and threw the case in the garbage, reflecting the view that Lil Tim was just doing what the law allowed. Others were straight heated, posting comments like, "Man, this is why. All Block wanted and Von wanted Lil Tim dead, not locked up. Give it a year and he's gonna be dead," showing their desire for get back. Despite all the tragedy and controversy surrounding his death, King Von's legacy as an artist keeps growing. His posthumous album, Grandson, dropped in July 2023 and did numbers, showing his fan base is still strong. The album included the video for Don't Miss, which was shot before his passing. Von's unique style of storytelling rap, especially his vivid narratives about life in the trenches of Chicago, has influenced a whole generation of drill artists. Bangers like Crazy Story and Took Her to the O still go hard, showcasing his talent for painting pictures with his words about life in the hood. However, Von's legacy is complicated by allegations about his involvement in violence beyond his music. A controversial 2023 YouTube documentary titled King Von Rap's First Serial Killer by content creator Trap Laura Ross claimed Von was linked to multiple bodies, including that of 17-year-old Gakira K.I. Barnes in 2014. The documentary caught major heat from Von's family and fans, was temporarily yanked from YouTube, and got criticized for factual errors and sensationalism. Von's death has also sparked deeper conversations about violence in hip-hop, particularly in the drill scene, where lyrics often reflect and sometimes glorify real street beefs. Some argue that the culture around drill music contributes to endless cycles of violence, while others see it as just keeping it real about the struggles young people face in communities plagued by poverty and limited opportunities. On social media platforms like Reddit, fans have called for real change, with one user reportedly commenting, "Most people in the hood need a therapist and a safe environment, not to grab a gun." This shows a growing recognition that addressing the root causes of violence requires more than just individual accountability. If you like this video and wish to see more similar content, click the videos suggesting on your screen.
I got a pending case right now with Dirk. So, but before that, I've been home a little second before I got out before charge. Then before that, I've been, you see what I'm saying? I've been in and out of jail since I was 16. So you lose track of all this. You know, it's too many times and too many.
King Von has been gone for almost 3 years, but his name is still ringing as if he was still alive. It seems like we heard more stories about Von after he passed than when he was still alive.
If you was hanging with Von, you had to accept everything that came with Von. You had to accept that you was gonna be in shootings, accept that it was gonna be that, and you had to be with it. You feel me? With Von, you feel me?
King Von has been accused of a lot of street stuff, from the alleged he has to allegedly putting money on famous rappers' heads. King Von was the real thing, what every rapper dreams of. Most rappers are lying in their raps. Whether the accusations are true or not doesn't matter right now. Today, I want to talk about a pair of brothers who ran into Von while being in the streets of Chicago. Michael Wade, who was involved in the infamous murder trial with King Von, spent 9 years incarcerated in the Cook County Jail.
On everything, before it wasn't no Von, nigga, it was a Mikey. That motherfucker stayed in trouble. He stayed doing something. Police coming for him. Homicide looking for him. And old block, it been Parkway then. He been like that, bro. Ain't nobody gonna play with him, bro.
Wooski, on the other hand, was involved in a that almost cost him his life. This is the story of how two brothers survived King Von. Michael Wade, or famously known all throughout Chicago as Big Mike, was an O-Block native who was around many O-Blockians growing up, such as Boss Top, Platoon, and even King Von. According to Big Mike, he was one of the original members and was actually real close to O.D. Perry, who was a highly respected person from Parkway Gardens. If y'all don't know, O.D. Perry was the big homie of all the youngins who was living at Parkway Gardens at the time. He unfortunately died from gun violence on August of 2011 and Wick City changed his name to O Block in his honor.
What do you think it was about OD that made him so loved? I mean, because not everybody gets a block named after them.
Man, first and foremost, what it was, why the block was named, he was one of the first deaths that was from the ops.
Big Mike was introduced to the world by King Von after he was dissed by him in the song Why He Told, which was released on his Welcome to O Block album that released on October 30th, 2020. In the song it says, "I don't know why he told, that boy was realer than a man, I don't know how he folded. He could have hit him with the script, but he ain't sugarcoated." Back in 2014, King Von and Big Mike were both facing first degree and aggravated battery with a firearm for the May 29th, 2014 that resulted in the death of Malcolm Stuckey. Marquise Carpenter and Timothy Robinson were also injured during the but miraculously survived. King Von and Big Mike were both taken in, and after a little bit of convincing from the detectives, Big Mike started to tell what really went down, snitching on Von.
You ever been a shoot? Your homie shoot what?
His homie told on him.
You ever been a shoot? Your homie shoot what? His homie told on him.
The whole time Mike was being interrogated, the detectives told Mike that Davon Bennett, aka King Von, was gonna give him up, so he should do it before he does. And some point throughout the interrogation, the detectives even said, "You are going to jail, make no mistake." Getting spooked, Big Mike told them he needed time to think about it, which he was given. This was when Big Mike spilled all the beans and told detectives that he never attended the party with Von, but was called up to pull up there because Bennett got into it with somebody. Von needed Big Mike's help because according to Mike, Von was getting eyeballed by someone at the party, and a couple people were even whispering amongst themselves, which made Von nervous. Big Mike was picked up by Jasmine Mitchell in a silver Alero with Von in the back seat. They drove near the area of 57th and LaSalle and parked around the block from the party. According to Big Mike, they both exited the vehicle and made their way to the birthday party. Both defendants creeped through the gangway with Von leading, and they say Timothy Robinson was seen first. He was wearing an orange shirt and long dreads. Robinson then ran northbound down LaSalle Street. This is when Von yelled out, "What you running for?" and started Big Mike claimed that Von was not shooting Robinson, but was instead chasing down another man. According to the court case, Mike began chasing Robinson and let out 15 to 16 shots, emptying the clip. He knew Robinson was hit because of the way he was running. Since his gun was empty, Big Mike ran back to the car and claimed to see Von circling around the house. Von stopped in the alleyway and fired 2 shots at a man laying face down on the grass with blood coming out of his mouth. Big Mike told police him and Von both re-entered Mitchell's vehicle and drove away. Later that day, all of the victims' names would be released: Malcolm Stuckey, Marquise Carpenter, and Timothy Robinson. Big Mike spilled the beans about Von, implying that he killed Malcolm Stuckey that day. Mike would ultimately retract the statements, but the damage was already done. News of him snitching would come back to Von and O Block, staining his name forever. Mike was even given McDonald's, chips, and cigarettes while in the interrogation room. Von decided to stay silent and took the case to trial, where he ultimately beat all charges after 3 long years.
To my homie, he locked up my rap, my co-defendant from the first case. You crazy, gang. You was my boy. Oh, you was my boy. I gave you all type shit. I don't want my tattoo at. Y'all gotta keep this shit on it, man. Y'all people.
He would later be released on December of 2017. Big Mike, on the other hand, was found guilty of aggravated battery with a firearm to Robinson, but not guilty to the murder of Stuckey, and aggravated battery with a firearm to Carpenter. Vaughn was let out easy, doing under 3 years for this alleged. Once he was released, he was under the wing of one of the most famous rappers out of his city, Lil Durk.
What's the story? What's your story?
My story just got out of jail for just beat a body into attempts. Like, December? I just got out, started rapping. I got the crazy story from the drop. Got the War With Us and got Problems out. Shit, right now, I'm on a up and coming shit.
But the story doesn't end here with Big Mike and Vaughn. Once Big Mike went to jail, Vaughn got into it with his little brother, Wooski, in both the streets and the music industry.
So was Vaughn and Wooski ever cool at one point?
No, like they never even knew each other, man.
Okay, okay.
They started hearing about each other. That's what it was.
Okay.
Against you by a probable cause standard. And they will attempt to do that by the witnesses that they place in the witness chair over here. They may call one or more witnesses. All right. As it respects cases before the court and Defendant Dirk Banks, 19 CP 183973. This court finds probable cause for criminal attempt to commit murder, aggravated assault, participation in criminal street gang activity, possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony, and possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. As it relates to 19 CP 183693 involving defendant Davon Bennett, the court finds probable cause for possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony, participation in a criminal street gang activity, aggravated assault, possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, and criminal attempt to commit murder. The court notes that, and as everyone is aware here, the standard here is a probable cause standard, which is a far lower standard than the standard beyond a reasonable doubt, which is the jury trial standard. And as it relates to the charge of participation in the criminal street gang activity, as to both of these defendants and both of these indictments, I do believe that the state has hurdled over that particular burden. I think they've met probable cause and they have been able to surpass probable cause. I do believe that the state has more work to do as it relates to that particular charge in these indictments in reaching a beyond a reasonable doubt standard. And I'm sure that the state is working to continue to investigate and will make whatever decisions they deem appropriate to make that particular burden at the appropriate juncture. All right? 712.
From that day forward right there, when Little Durk and King Von was in court in Atlanta, Little Durk was in debt. His life is now owed to King Von. And from that day right there was the demise of Little Durk. That day, no matter what happened, Little Durk was forever in debt with Von. He owed Von. From that day right there led to where Little Durk is at right now. Sure.
I got a pending case right now with Dirk. So, but before that, I've been home a little second before I got out before charge. Then before that, I've been, you see what I'm saying? I've been in and out of jail since I was 16. So you lose track of all this. You know, it's too many times and too many.
King Von has been gone for almost 3 years, but his name is still ringing as if he was still alive. It seems like we heard more stories about Von after he passed than when he was still alive.
If you was hanging with Von, you had to accept everything that came with Von. You had to accept that you was gonna be in shootings, accept that it was gonna be that, and you had to be with it. You feel me? With Von, you feel me?
King Von has been accused of a lot of street stuff, from the alleged he has to allegedly putting money on famous rappers' heads. King Von was the real thing, what every rapper dreams of. Most rappers are lying in their raps. Whether the accusations are true or not doesn't matter right now. Today I want to talk about a pair of brothers who ran into Von while being in the streets of Chicago. Michael Wade, who was involved in the infamous murder trial with King Von, spent 9 years incarcerated in the Cook County Jail.
On everything, before it wasn't no Von, nigga, it was a Mikey. That stayed in trouble. He stayed doing something. Police coming for him. Homicide looking for him. And old block, it been Parkway then. He been like that, bro. Ain't nobody gonna play with him, bro.
Wooski, on the other hand, was involved in a that almost cost him his life. This is the story of how two brothers survived King Von. Michael Wade, or famously known all throughout Chicago as Big Mike, was an O-Block native who was around many O-Blockians growing up, such as Boss Top, Platoon, and even King Von. According to Big Mike, he was one of the original members and was actually real close to O.D. Perry, who was a highly respected person from Parkway Gardens. If y'all don't know, O.D. Perry was the big homie of all the youngins who was living at Parkway Gardens at the time. He unfortunately died from gun violence on August of 2011, and Wick City changed his name to O-Block in his honor.
What do you think it was about OD that made him so loved? I mean, because not everybody gets a block named after them.
Man, first and foremost, what it was, why the block was named, he was one of the first deaths that was from the ops.
Big Mike was introduced to the world by King Von after he was dissed by him in the song Why He Told, which was released on his Welcome to O-Block album that released on October 30th, 2020. In the song it says, "I don't know why he told, that boy was realer than a man, I don't know how he folded. You could have hit him with the script, but he ain't sugarcoated." Back in 2014, King Von and Big Mike were both facing first degree and aggravated battery with a firearm for the May 29th, 2014 that resulted in the death of Malcolm Stuckey. Marquise Carpenter and Timothy Robinson were also injured during the but miraculously survived. King Von and Big Mike were both taken in, and after a little bit of convincing from the detectives, Big Mike started to tell what really went down, snitching on Von.
You ever been a your homie shoot what?
His homie told on him.
You ever been a your homie shoot what? His homie told on him.
The whole time Mike was being interrogated, the detectives told Mike that Davon Bennett, aka King Von, was gonna give him up, so he should do it before he does. And some point throughout the interrogation, the detectives even said, "You are going to jail, make no mistake." Getting spooked, Big Mike told them he needed time to think about it, which he was given. This was when Big Mike spilled all the beans and told detectives that he never attended the party with Von, but was called up to pull up there because Bennett got into it with somebody. Von needed Big Mike's help because according to Mike, Von was getting eyeballed by someone at the party, and a couple people were even whispering amongst themselves, which made Von nervous. Big Mike was picked up by Jasmine Mitchell in a silver Alero with Von in the back seat. They drove near the area of 57th and LaSalle and parked around the block from the party. According to Big Mike, they both exited the vehicle and made their way to the birthday party. Both defendants creeped through the gangway with Von leading. and they say Timothy Robinson was seen first. He was wearing an orange shirt and long dreads. Robinson then ran northbound down LaSalle Street. This is when Vaughn yelled out, "What you running for?" and started Big Mike claimed that Vaughn was not shooting Robinson, but was instead chasing down another man. According to the court case, Mike began chasing Robinson and let out 15 to 16 shots, emptying the clip. He knew Robinson was hit because of the way he was running. Since his gun was empty, Big Mike ran back to the car and claimed to see Vaughn circling around the house. Vaughn stopped in the alleyway and fired 2 shots at a man laying face down on the grass with blood coming out of his mouth. Big Mike told police him and Vaughn both re-entered Mitchell's vehicle and drove away. Later that day, all of the victims' names would be released: Malcolm Stuckey, Marquise Carpenter, and Timothy Robinson. Big Mike spilled the beans about Vaughn, implying that he killed Malcolm Stuckey that day. Mike would ultimately retract the statements, but the damage was already done. News of him snitching would come back to Vaughn and O-Block, staining his name forever. Mike was even given McDonald's, chips, and cigarettes while in the interrogation room. Vaughn decided to stay silent and took the case to trial, where he ultimately beat all charges after 3 long years.
To my homie, he locked up my rapper, my co-defendant from the first case. You crazy, gang. You was my boy. Oh, you was my boy. I gave you all type shit. I don't know my tattoo at. Y'all gotta keep this shit on it, man. Y'all people.
He would later be released on December of 2017. Big Mike, on the other hand, was found guilty of aggravated battery with a firearm to Robinson, but not guilty to the murder of Stuckey, and aggravated battery with a firearm to Carpenter. Vaughn was let out easy, doing under 3 years for this alleged. Once he was released, he was under the wing of one of the most famous rappers out of his city, Lil Durk.
What's the story? What's your story?
My story shit. Just got out of jail for just beat a body into attempts. Like, December? I just got out, started rapping. I got the crazy story from the drop. Got the War With Us and got Problems out. Shit, right now, shit, yeah, I'm on a up and coming shit.
But the story doesn't end here with Big Mike and Vaughn. Once Big Mike went to jail, Vaughn got into it with his little brother, Wooski, in both the streets and the music industry.
So was Vaughn and Wooski ever cool at one point?
No, like they never even knew each other, man.
Okay,
Like,
okay.
they started hearing about each other. That's what it was. And
Okay.
you know, niggas out trying to outdo each other. That's all. Shit, you got one of the biggest names in Chicago. I want the biggest name in Chicago.
Wooski, also known as King Op Wooski, or King Op, is a gangster disciple from the STL EBT, which is located on the 63rd in St. Lawrence. He's a younger brother of Big Mike. They had the same mom, but different dads, which explains the difference in last names. Wooski's real name is Marvel Williams, while Big Mike's real name is Michael Wade. Big Mike had family in every block of Chicago. He had some cousins in 63rd, but decided to reside on 64th on O Block. Wooski, on the other hand, hung around STL, where he grew relationships with people like FBG Duck, KI, and other FBG members. When Big Mike got locked up in 2009 for an armed robbery, Wooski was a kid, but became more involved in the streets. Big Mike was stuck in a predicament because 64th was known to have street beef with 63rd, which you can hear in Vaughn's music every time he say, "I'm not from 63rd."
Well, we put in work from 64th and from 65th. We not from 63rd. We hang on 64th, 65th, and King Drive. And on 63rd, over here kind of to the left, they dirty and stuff. They be up there just doing stealing and doing all type of petty stuff. So we don't go up there with them, 'cause I don't know, something ain't right up there. So I had to make it known, like, cause it's so close, we not from 63rd.
King Von was a black disciple, and 63rd was known to have gangster disciples, who are the rival gang. Over the years, both gangs were involved in wars that got many people on both sides. Allegedly, King Von was involved in the death of Modell McCambry on October of 2012. Supposedly get back for Sherrod, an O Block member that was also killed from gun violence. Allegedly, Wooski was involved in Sherrod's as well. Sherrod was a close friend of Von, and he even shared the hurt he had when he passed in the song Where I'm From. In the song, he says, "Hey bro, let me talk to Sherrod." He said, "What? Why you say that?" I said, "What you mean? I'm just asking." He said, "Gang, you tripping." But I'm confused, I don't get it. He said Sherrod ain't living, and he got caught lacking by them. Both sides had a lot of issues in the streets, so of course Wooski will run into Von since they lived literally blocks away from each other. They even ran into each other at a convenience store back in 2012. And the way everyone knows this is true is because they took the issues to Twitter. Here are a couple of old tweets of back and forth between Von and Wooski. As you can see here, Wooski said Von was scared to walk in the store, saying that Von even looked him in his eye. But Von tweeted back saying that Wooski locked the doors when he tried coming back. And according to Von, Wooski went behind his guys. King Von finished the tweet by saying, "You ain't want to go for that ride." It's still unclear how the two began beefing with each other, but my best guess is that it was just a rival gang war. Wooski can be seen in photos with many famous Chicago members such as K.I., FBG Duck, and FBG Cash, who are now tragically deceased. The internet believes King Von was allegedly involved in their deaths. A recent DJU TV interview with Wooski's older brother, Big Mike, was dropped after his 9-year bid. In the video, Big Mike says the beef between King Von and Wooski started after Wooski dropped the infamous diss record, Computers, which was a remix to Roddy Rebel's original Computer song featuring Bobby Shmurda. Computers was a diss record towards a lot of people. If you haven't listened to it yet, pause the video right now and check it out for yourself. I mean, bro did not waste a single minute in that song. He dissed guys like L.A. Capone, J Money, O.D. Perry, 600 Breezy, OTF Newski, Lil Durk, Lil Steve, O Block, Lamron, Platoon, just to name a few. So if Von didn't have any beef with Wooski before that, then he definitely had some after that song was dropped. As most Chicago artists do, Wooski dissed a lot of his ops and didn't even spare the dead. On October 22, 2018, Wooski was attending his friend MOB member Dusky the Man's funeral. During the funeral, multiple cars pulled up and at the attendees. Wooski returned fire but was unfortunately shot along with 5 other people. Wooski was struck in the head but miraculously survived. A lot of people believe Get Back Gang was behind it all, but it's pure speculation. Many people also say he hasn't been the same since and make jokes that he is slower than before.
You know, they try to make all the ugly seem like they super tough, like they super gangster cause he ugly, then he got shot in his head, so now he's stupid slow, they think that's savage. That shit lame, don't nobody get shot in the head, that's goofy.
You can hear King Von mentioning this in a live and even in a song called Back Again featuring Lil Durk and Prince Dre. In the song he says, "At your funeral I might just slide, rest in peace. Shoot up everybody that's outside. Bet Wooski feel this one. I bet Wooski's still twitching. He changed something different." On November 6, 2020, in Atlanta, Georgia, King Von would involve himself in a brawl with Savannah rapper Quando Rondo, where he would unfortunately be shot at the age of 26 years old. His name still lives on, mostly because of how real of an artist he was. Von was an embodiment of a rapper, someone who got it out the mud, someone who rapped about their life in the streets and had the rep to prove it. I thought this was a crazy story how Von was involved in these two brothers' lives. Big Mike, who actually lived on O Block with Von, even getting a similar O Block tattoo like the one Von has on his chest. And Wooski, the little brother that lived on rival gang territory. While I was researching for this video, I found it hard to believe any of this was true. King Von left an impact on both of their lives, for the good and bad. The two brothers survived the streets. Von even told Wooski in past tweets that he would outlive him. Both brothers are still standing to this day, while Von has been gone for almost 3 years now. I was a Von fan myself, so it was kinda sad to see this unfold. I like to think Von wasn't a bad person after all. He just had bad circumstances that led him deep into the streets. That'll be it for the video, y'all. I appreciate y'all for locking in with me. This is Rap on Lock.
King Von's story seems to be never ending. Word on the street is that a nurse is finally revealing what really happened during his final moments, and it's not what anyone expected. Remember when Von's cousin Balo said this?
He was supposed to have 3 surgeries. He made it through 2. He hopped off the bed after the 2nd surgery and supposedly started fighting the nurse.
Now it seems that same nurse is breaking down exactly what went down inside that hospital room, and it's even crazier than anyone imagined. Let's get into it. The hospital drama, what really went down. While King Von was fighting for his life in an Atlanta hospital, conflicting stories about his condition started circulating among his fam and close associates. The first info that reached Balo through Kayla B and others made it sound like Von had only caught a single bullet and was stable. But the real situation was way more serious. Von had been hit multiple times, with deadly consequences. Balo remembers the moment he found out the devastating truth from Von's sister, Sky.
And I hear her in the kitchen crying, Sky. I heard her in the kitchen crying, saying that he gone and this and that. And I'm thinking like, what you mean he gone? Like, I just talked about it. What you talking about? And she like, yeah, they saying he, like, she crying.
The confusion about Von's condition kept going, with Balo trying to make sense of the hopeful updates he'd gotten versus Sky's heartbreaking news.
Like, I can't even really get out her mouth. Like, she crying like that. So I'm thinking like, what are you talking about? Because we just talked to Vonnie. He just told us this. He told me and his baby mama, Missy, you know, the mother of his daughter. Like, Missy crying.
Official reports from the medical team and the Atlanta Police Department confirmed that King Von died from multiple gunshot wounds he caught during the shootout. The autopsy, which hasn't been released to the public in full, reportedly documented just how serious his injuries were, including gunshot wounds to multiple parts of his body. According to details that have come out, Von was hit in his right hand, chest, and most critically, a fatal shot that entered through his back. The wounds were too severe, especially those to vital organs, causing him to bleed out internally despite doctors doing everything they could to save him. The official cause of death was listed as gunshot wounds, with no mention of any other factors like complications after surgery. However, in the years since Von passed, Balo has made some wild claims about what he believes went down during Von's final moments in the hospital. In multiple interviews, including one with 16 shot-in visuals, Balo alleged that Von actually survived 2 surgeries but died after waking up and trying to fight with hospital staff.
Yeah, so you know, I was in Chicago at the time, but you know, was telling me like his sister Kayla, she told me, she said that he had 3 surgeries, but he made it. He was supposed to have 3 surgeries. He made it through 2. He hopped off the bed after the 2nd surgery and supposedly started fighting the nurse.
Balo continued with his shocking claim
and asked the nurse, where's his gun at? Something like that. And then he died because he went into shock.
This account, which suggests Von might have made it if he had just stayed calm, has been met with major skepticism. Medical professionals and fans on social media have called cap, pointing out the effects of anesthesia and how severe Von's injuries were, including spinal trauma that probably would have paralyzed him. Patients recovering from major surgery, especially with traumatic injuries like Von's, would typically be knocked out on meds and physically unable to do the things Balo described. Moreover, posts on social media platforms like X, formerly Twitter, have specifically shot down Balo's story, citing investigative reports that say Von was shocked 5 times and pronounced dead at 4:48 a.m. without ever regaining consciousness. These counterclaims line up better with what would be expected given how serious Von's wounds were. It's worth noting that Balo's story has changed over time. In earlier interviews, he mentioned getting information about Von's condition in pieces, often with contradictory details. At one point, he was told Von had been shot once, then later learned it was 8 times. Similarly, he initially got hopeful updates about Von's surgery before finding out he didn't make it. Balo himself admits the confusion and limited information he had right after the shooting.
So, like I said, Vonnie, he talking to me and Missy, telling us that Von good, he got shot 1 time, and this and that. Whole time he got shot 8 times, and I didn't even know. But I'm feeling better inside my head, inside my heart.
Another take on Von's final moments comes from someone claiming to be an operating room nurse who commented on a Reddit post. This user said Von died from blood loss due to damage to multiple organs, including the pancreas, spleen, and small bowel, potentially leading to sepsis. While this account lines up better with what you'd expect medically for gunshot trauma victims, it's still unverified and doesn't mention any fight with hospital staff. The controversy around Von's final moments has been made even more complicated by other claims claims and theories that have popped up in the years since his death. Some fans have speculated about connections between Von's death and other rappers like MO3 and Young Dolph, pointing to patterns in the dates they died. Others have suggested that industry factors, like ownership of masters, might have played a role, though these theories don't have much solid evidence and are generally dismissed by credible sources. King Von's manager, Jameson Francois, known as 100K Track, who was there during the shooting and also got hit, hasn't publicly backed Balo's story about Von fighting nurses. In his interviews about that night, Track is focused on the shootout itself rather than Von's time in the hospital, suggesting he either wasn't there for those moments or doesn't agree with Balo's version of events. 100K Track's account ends with Von being taken to the hospital.
I don't know anything that's going on. It's when I look at the footage, I'm seeing like, oh, the down.
Okay, so did you actually see Von get shot?
No.
While Balo's account of Von fighting nurses has gotten attention, especially in hip-hop news circles and on social media, it's just one perspective on Von's final moments, and one that contradicts official reports and what medical experts would expect. The night everything changed in the streets. When the clock struck 3:20 a.m. on November 6, 2020, nobody knew the hip-hop game was about to take a major L. The situation popped off when two squads of dudes, including King Von and his crew, started beefing that quickly escalated to gunplay. According to what 11 Alive News put out, the argument turned violent mad quick, with both sides letting off shots. Two off-duty Atlanta cops working security, plus another officer on patrol nearby, tried to break it up, which led to even more shots being fired. When the smoke cleared, 3 people, including 26-year-old King Von and 34-year-old Mark Blackley, had lost their lives. 3 others, including Von's manager, caught bullets but managed to pull through. What makes this whole situation extra complicated is all the different stories about what actually went down that night. The Atlanta PD stated that King Von most likely caught those fatal bullets during the initial shootout before police even got involved and was rushed to the hospital in somebody's whip rather than an ambulance. This detail, that Von was transported in someone's personal vehicle instead of official EMS, would later become mad important in understanding his final hours. One of Von's homies, who was on the scene that night, 100K Track, broke down what happened in the moments before shots rang out.
So, from what I understand, King Von was in his car outside the club, and someone approached him, one of his guys approached him and said, "Hey, we see Quando Rondo, I guess, asleep in the car, or somewhere around in the area."
Yeah, they seen so-and-so.
Yeah.
Track broke down exactly where he was when everything popped off.
You're actually right with him.
I'm in the front seat because at that time I drove we drove in a Hellcat to the club, and when we left, I jumped in the same car, but he jumped with the security in a bulletproof truck. So when I came to the car, we've been waiting outside for like almost 40 minutes.
According to security footage and witnesses, King Von stepped to Quando Rondo and started throwing hands immediately. The situation went from 0 to 100 when Timothy Lul Tim Leaks, one of Quando's mans, pulled up on the fade and started busting his gun. Von was one of several people who caught strays in the ensuing chaos. Track himself caught a bullet in the leg during the melee.
You get hit yourself.
Yeah.
In the leg.
In the leg, yep.
Did you realize? You were hit?
That was my first time ever getting shot. I never got shot before in my life.
Yeah.
So, and adrenaline was running. So when I got hit, it sent a straight sharp pain through my body, and I looked, but I didn't know where I was bleeding at.
King Von's cousin, Balo, wasn't on the scene when everything went down, but he got the call from Von's sister, Kayla B, with the bad news.
I think it's like 2:43 to be exact out here. I'm asleep, but I see a missed call at 2:43, but I called 10 minutes later when I woke up and see my phone from Kayla. And she like, I called her back. She ain't answered, and I called again. She answered. She like, I'm like, yeah, what's wrong? You called me? Because, you know, I'm automatically thinking it's something because it's like, you in Atlanta and you calling me at this time and I'm in Chicago.
When Balo finally got Kayla on the line, she hit him with the devastating news.
So she like, yeah, she sleeps. So she like, yeah, I was calling you because Von had got shot one time, but Louis got shot and got shot. They saying that Louis and gone. But Von said he got shot one time.
This first report to Balo said Von had only caught a single bullet, which would later turn out to be cap when compared with what the doctors actually found. Balo explained how the info he got switched up real quick.
So I found out that he good and he in the hospital and he good. And so next she like he got shot one time. Come to find out, he got shot 8 times.
How serious Von's injuries actually were became clearer as more info dropped. According to medical reports, he had multiple gunshot wounds, including hits to vital organs that caused him to bleed out internally. Despite getting rushed to the hospital still breathing, the trauma was just too severe. Conspiracy theories started flying almost immediately after Von passed. Some people were saying he got set up, pointing to suspicious stuff like his security detail getting switched up or his transportation changing last minute. Belo has been especially loud about these suspicions, suggesting that Von's regular bulletproof whip had been swapped for a regular one on the night everything went down.
I mean, I always say like that because it don't make sense to me, because certain don't be making sense to me, and I just like a lot of fans, it don't be making sense to them either. But even to me, I don't know.
He broke down his concerns about the vehicle swap even further.
It just seemed like on my heart, something don't seem genuine, like at all. Ain't no way he getting woke up. The bag winner getting woke up to fight, and he wanted to go back to his B&B, but he at another club.
Belo also questioned why Von's security let him get into that situation in the first place.
Sleep in the car and somebody wake him up to fight, and as soon as he fight, his security guard let him walk. You get paid he get paid to protect. How the you let him walk over and fight? You ain't even supposed to let him fight.
In another interview, Philo straight up said Von was backdoored or set up.
Because they was trying to, you know, they trying to make it seem like Kayla set your cousin King Von up.
I made it seem like that, and everybody running with what I said.
So you the first one who?
I'm the first one, original.
Okay, so can we clear that up while we right here on Whoops then? Because you can't just be throwing that on Kayla's name like that. Cause
hold on, wait. I'm not just not throwing it on nobody's name. If I don't got receipts or facts, I don't say.
But it's important to note that these claims about a setup haven't been confirmed by any official sources, and the legal case against Timothy Lil Tim Leaks, who was initially charged with Von's murder, was dismissed in 2023 under Georgia's Stand Your Ground law. This legal outcome suggests there wasn't enough evidence to back up any conspiracy theory about someone plotting to take Von out. As King Von was rushed to the hospital after catching all those slugs, his family, homies, and fans worldwide anxiously waited for updates on his condition. The initial word that reached his loved ones was hopeful, maybe misleadingly so. Belo recalled getting updates from Von's cousin Vonnie.
Because I didn't find out till the next morning, and I'm calling him to see, what's going on, and he's telling me everybody's saying he good, he was fine doing his surgery.
But the truth about what was going down inside the hospital, the desperate efforts to save Von's life, would only come out later, along with a wild account from Belo that would raise serious questions about King Von's final moments. The aftermath, family beef, and ongoing street politics. The days after King Von passed were filled with grief, confusion, and the beginnings of family tension that would eventually spill onto social media for everyone to see. As Von's loved ones gathered in Atlanta to collect his belongings and hold each other down, the seeds of future beef were already being planted. Belo described arriving at Von's crib in Atlanta and finding a chaotic scene.
I made it there first. And by me making it first, I was out of it. I really wasn't, I couldn't pay attention to everything.
He noted how Von's so-called homies were acting.
But when I first walked in, I had all his so-called friends, everybody saying, they trying to rush back to Chicago. Nobody consoling his mama upstairs, so that's the first thing I'm doing.
One of the biggest controversies to come out of this period involves Von's sister, Kayla B, and allegations that she took important items from Von's home, including hard drives containing his unreleased music. Belo has been especially vocal about these claims.
She took the hard drive, and I'm gonna tell you when she took it and how she took it. The second day after Von died, Von died, and then the second day we flew out there.
Belo detailed a scene where he caught Kayla in Von's closet.
So Kayla is in his walk-in. Me and my brother that died, and we had just got there. We had a late flight. We had just got there, so I go in the house, I go upstairs, and Kayla's in Von walk-in closet. So she just sitting there, she's sitting there crying.
According to Belo, Kayla took personal items of Von's, including drip and a Louis Vuitton suitcase.
Even I seen her, she was like, yeah, I'm gonna take this suitcase because my friend bought it, and I'm gonna take a couple items to remember my brother as. She around him every day, so I'm not thinking none of it. So she took some, I think 2 pair of mirrors, a jacket, and some a shirt or something. She took the Louis suitcase.
More controversially, Belo claims he witnessed Kayla retrieving hard drives containing Von's music while on the phone with someone.
She on the phone with somebody, and they telling her to look under this cap sheet. So I just heard her going in the Von bathroom, and she looking under, like, I just hear cabinet slamming and this and that, but somebody, I heard her on the phone with somebody.
Balo continued.
Somebody asking, like, telling her, like, go under this cabinet for the hard drive, the hard drive's under this cabinet, this and that. I'm still not thinking of it because I wouldn't even think like,
on the phone.
I wouldn't even think, no, it was Vonnie at the end of the day. I found that was Vonnie, yeah.
In Balo's view, the main issue wasn't that Kayla took the hard drives, but that she didn't consult Von's mother first.
So, I'm still not thinking none of it. I'm thinking like, okay, she just getting his music, protecting. But my thing, and what came to my attention, and everybody else attention, like, why she didn't, Von mama in the room, like, under the cover, like, in Von bed. Why you didn't say, hey, I got Vonnie on the phone. I got Vonnie on the phone. He telling me to get, because, you know, she don't know about music.
Balo concluded.
So she like, me personally, I think she should have went in there and told his mama first, like, what was going on. Like, I got Vonnie on the phone. He want me to get the flash drives, you know, because we gonna give them to the producer so we can still make sure his music, you know, she, knowing her, she would have said, oh, go ahead and this and that. But you took that and stuffed it in a suitcase with all the clothes, and then you just left.
These alleged actions by Kayla B have been a major source of ongoing family beef. Balo has also claimed that Kayla eventually gave the hard drives to Lil Durk, Von's mentor and the head of Only the Family OTF record label, though this claim remains unverified. Another controversial figure in the aftermath of Von's death is a man named Vonnie, sometimes called OTF Vonnie, who Balo describes as Von's father's best friend's son. According to Balo, Vonnie had major access to Von's finances and property.
So he got access, same access to that Von had. He got the same access.
He's the authorized use on Lil Durk cards too.
Balo claims that Von owned significant assets that have since disappeared.
My brother that died, he had his CDLs. He was supposed to be driving for. Von had a truck company coming. He had five. So far, he had 5 18-wheelers. My brother was supposed to be driving for him.
He continued listing Von's assets.
He had a property on 70th in some state. I think it's state, if I'm not mistaken. He had a building. He was opening a store because my grandma died. He was opening a store dedicated to her, like a little restaurant. He had all this. He had his own little black truck. He had his car he got for his birthday.
According to Balo, these assets haven't been made available to Von's family.
We ain't got of it. His mama ain't got of it. You know why?
Why?
Vonnie was the authorized user on everything.
These claims about missing assets and financial disputes, while compelling, remain difficult to verify independently. Without access to Von's financial records or official documentation of his estate, it's challenging to determine exactly what he owned when he died. The family tension has extended beyond issues of assets to include public beef, particularly between Balo and Kayla B. Balo broke down how their relationship went south after Von's death, starting around Thanksgiving.
You done made a TikTok for this, Balo? Like, let's break this down.
I don't think I did.
Oh, it hit different. So, what's the backstory? Like, what's going on with
you? We got into it?
Yeah.
We got into it in 2021. The 2021, Lil Day Von's birthday and Von's birthday got the same birthday. We got into it because she know I was in, she know I ain't with half of the that she invited to Lil Day Von's birthday party.
Balo also described a falling out with Kayla B that began during the Thanksgiving after Von's death.
So, whole time, all this beef started because of her best friend right now, Kima. You told her you didn't want her over there. You told Tasha you didn't want Kayla over your house for Thanksgiving, this and that. So Kayla got mad. She went on the internet the next day, said Vonnie with his mama.
He continued.
Vonnie with none of his people. He ain't want none of us around, this and that. I text her phone, and I said...
Was that true, though?
What?
When Kayla said that?
Hell no. You ain't with his mama.
So why Kayla whoop like that? Where'd she get that from?
I promise you I don't know why she whooped like that, and I promise you I don't know why she did that. But he with everybody.
These personal beefs have occasionally spilled onto social media, where both Balo and Kayla B have made statements about each other and about Von's legacy. The public nature of these disputes has sometimes overshadowed conversations about Von's musical contributions and the broader circumstances of his death. Beyond family disputes, there are ongoing legal matters related to Von's death. Timothy Lil Tim Leaks, initially charged with felony murder in connection with Von's shooting, had those charges dismissed in August 2023 under Georgia's Stand Your Ground law. This legal outcome outcome has been controversial among Von's supporters and has contributed to ongoing discussions about what really went down the night he died. More recently, a wrongful death lawsuit was filed in October 2024 by the family of another rapper, FBG Duck, naming King Von's estate, Lil Durk, and OTF Records, alleging negligence and misconduct. This litigation suggests that the legal fallout from Von's life and death continues to unfold. Additionally, on October 24, 2024, 5 of King Von's associates were charged in a murder-for-hire plot targeting Quando Rondo in Los Angeles in August 2022, allegedly as getback for King Von's death. Lil Durk was also arrested on related charges, accused of orchestrating the hit on a rival rapper. These developments show how the consequences of Von's death continue to shake up the hip-hop community and the streets. Amid all the drama and beef, King Von's family members, including Balo, have tried to keep his legacy alive in various ways. Balo mentioned upcoming projects to honor Von's memory during an interview.
So, before we close out, is there anything else you want to let the people know? Anything you want to get off your chest, promote, message for the youth?
I just need y'all to be on the lookout for the new Crow Culture coming in April. We revamping. Last year I was slipping. This year I'm pimping. Nah, but we coming back.
He continued by mentioning a documentary about Von in the works.
I got a hair care line coming out as well. It's called Black by Balo. I got a little show coming out the end of this month. We got a documentary coming out for Von sometime this year. I can't say the date.
Balo also revealed that another Von album was coming soon.
And he also got another album coming out this year. We're gonna shout out my cousin. She finna be on Baddies number 1307.
These efforts to keep Von's artistic legacy alive exist alongside the more controversial aspects of the aftermath of his death. Since he passed, Von's music has continued to drop posthumously, with his debut album, Welcome to O Block, doing crazy numbers, despite being released just a week before his death. Von's cousin also shared a little-known fact about Von's education that might surprise some fans.
Random question, but did Von actually go to college?
Yes. He went to South Suburban College. What's that, South Holland? South Holland.
Yep.
I
Okay.
never went to college. He went to college.
That's dope.
I had to realize that the other day. I'm like, I'm thinking like, damn. Well, out of everybody and all these people saying about Von, he the only one went to college.
Wow.
Him and his mama.
This humanizing detail offers a different side of Von, showing dimensions of his life beyond his public image as a drill rapper with street ties. King Von's legacy is bigger than the drama surrounding his death. At just 26 years old, he had already established himself as one of the coldest storytellers in the drill rap game, known for vivid narratives pulled straight from his experiences in Chicago's O Block neighborhood. His unique style and authentic approach to hip-hop continue to influence artists and connect with fans worldwide. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed watching this video, click on one of the boxes playing on your screen to watch more similar content. and had some help from another inmate.
See your wrist? You could even see that he was cuffed, correct? Because you can see the marks from the cuffs on his arm. How'd you get out of your cuffs? How'd you get out of your cuffs? How'd you get out of your cuffs? Thought I was still on it.
In this part, an officer examines Vaughn's wrists, noticing marks from handcuffs and questioning how he broke free. Vaughn's response, claiming he thought he was still cuffed. His cap, according to visual evidence and other accounts, suggesting he deliberately slipped his restraints to get at 051 Freaky.
You thought you were still in him? Are you double jointed? I'm just asking. I'm not gonna put a case on you or nothing. I just want to know, man.
No, I just got home. Yeah, I'm not swinging. Keep my hand, little.
This exchange is telling AF, with Vaughn basically admitting he slipped out of his cuffs on purpose, describing his technique of sweeping his hand to get loose. The officer asking if he's double jointed and promising not to put a case on Vaughn suggests he's trying to understand the mechanics without necessarily adding charges. The incident offers a raw look at the complex dynamics of prison life, especially for high-profile inmates from Chicago's drill scene. For many fans, this footage reinforced King Vaughn's reputation as an authentic stepper who respected and enforced street codes even while locked up. For others, it raised concerns about prison security, inmate safety, and how street beef continues behind bars. The timing of the leak, years after Vaughn was gone, and right when his posthumous album dropped, had people questioning the ethics. Some fans and media types wondered if releasing videos of deceased artists in compromising situations was exploitative. Others argued that these glimpses into Vaughn's real life, however unflattering, provide important context for understanding both the man and the rapper. In a phone call that later made its way to YouTube, 051 Freaky allegedly addressed the incident, acknowledging King Von as a real one, while sharing his side of the confrontation and explaining the tattoo that triggered it. This adds yet another perspective to an already layered story, showing how even violent conflicts can be viewed differently by those directly involved. King Von claiming to be gay for protective custody. In another wild leaked video from July 2023, footage surfaced showing King Von telling the boys in blue he was gay to secure protective custody during a 2017 jail stint. This clip, which hit the internet on July 18, 2023, just one day before the 051 Freaky Fight video, was first posted by the Instagram account at Chirac_Rares and later shared everywhere, including by DJ Academics on X. The body cam footage from November 2017 catches King Von talking to jail officers, making claims about his sexuality that many close to him later described as nothing but game to finesse better conditions while locked up.
Them my pictures?
What's Ackerman doing?
Bro, could you please get my picture from that man?
Where's the plumber at? In there?
This the only jack I've been on because got a problem, maybe. They supposed to be a Christian day, but they got a problem with gay people.
In this opening segment, Von appears to be setting the stage, specifically mentioning that certain inmates got a problem with gay people. The conversation seems all over the place, but he's clearly laying groundwork for what comes next.
So because of your sexual orientation, you're requesting protective custody, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
I get along with, the straight people.
This part is key, as it shows an officer straight up asking Von if he's requesting protective custody because of his sexual orientation, to which Von answers yes. Then he adds that contradictory line about getting along with the straight people in there.
They got a problem with me. I don't never start no. Okay.
Von keeps the charade going, pushing the narrative that others are the problem, not him. A classic move when trying to secure protection in jail.
I'm not mad at you.
Bye, little Josh. I'ma f you too.
Which one?
This is what I'm talking.
Oh, handcuff him and get his ID so we can take him downstairs to start the PC process.
In this section, Von's acting gets extra, blowing a kiss and making explicit comments to another inmate, moves that many interpreted as Von hamming it up to sell his story. The officer's response shows the protective custody process is being initiated based on Von's performance. The video caused hella controversy when it surfaced, coming years after King Von's passing. Many fans felt uncomfortable with the footage being released posthumously, while others debated whether Von was actually gay or just using jail politics politics to improve his situation. Lil Reese addressed the video in an interview with Cam Capone News, stating straight up that King Von was playing and using the claim to get moved to a different cell block. Reese explained, "That's what you got to do sometimes," suggesting this was a known jail tactic among street dudes. Other homies, including No Limit Cairo, backed this interpretation, saying Von was just trolling to secure a transfer. THF Zoo added more context, posting a longer clip showing an officer saying that King Von just wanted to move across the hall, and commenting, "Von never landed in the PC the whole stay and I witnessed it."
Yeah, I got you. I'll get him to you.
Are we just taking the other guy here for right now?
Yeah. He doesn't want anything. He just wants to move across the hall.
Oh.
I asked him if he wanted a PC. He don't want it. He just wants to move across the hall. So.
This additional context from the extended video supports what Von's homies said, that his request wasn't really about protective custody, but just about finessing a simple cell transfer. This matches what people who actually knew Von said about the situation. The timing of this video dropping right when King Von's posthumous album, Grandson, released, and alongside other jail footage had people questioning motives and ethics. Some viewed it as potentially exploitative, while others saw it as showing how strategic Von was even while locked up. For many in the culture, the video highlighted the reality that survival in jail sometimes requires you to play chess, not checkers, using the system's own rules against it to improve your situation. Rather than hurting Von's street cred, many fans saw the footage as further proof of his ability to adapt and survive in any environment. King Von being maced in a jail fight. Our final clip takes us back to King Von's bid in Cook County, showing the aftermath of a 2016 altercation where he got maced by COs breaking up a fight. Like the other jail videos, this footage surfaced in July 2023, years after both the incident and Von's death, leaked by the Instagram account Chicago's.rarest. The video shows King Von after a physical altercation with another inmate, getting interviewed by a sergeant as part of standard procedure for documenting inmate injuries. The footage gives us a glimpse into how Von moved through the jail system and handled questioning from the authorities.
Damn, I ain't even recording.
I'm not doing it again.
Sergeant Williamson, October 16, 1733.
It's your third time recording, Miss Williams.
The clip starts with the officer seemingly annoyed about recording issues, while establishing the date and noting this is the third time recording Von, suggesting they've been having technical difficulties with the interview.
State your name and ID number.
King Von, something.
What's your ID number?
You ain't right.
Here Von identifies himself, though not providing his full ID number right away, instead starting to spell his government name.
All right, I quit. What you warming up like?
What's your ID number?
2014, 0608, 061. They know you be threatening people.
Tell me what happened on 3B.
After some resistance, Von finally gives up his full jail ID, and the officer asks him to explain what happened in the location called 3B.
He got me out my cell.
That's it?
He made me pack my stuff. Yeah, you punched me when I was walking out.
In his response, Von flips the script completely from what actually went down.
It's not always the rappers in the Chicago drill scene who become infamous for their street activity. Sometimes you just need to be particularly ruthless, and a whole world of people infatuated with what goes down in Chirac will know your name. This is the story of Mikado 600, a known street assassin who mysteriously passed away behind bars and whose death and crimes remain shrouded in whispers. Born Macavella Simpson, Mikado repped the infamous crew known as 600, which ruled the territory 59th and Calumet to 61 King Drive. Intent on taking out all their enemies, their primary adversaries are 051 Young Money, as well as STL, Taekwon World, Jaro City, and others. But they weren't going at it alone and were allies of O-Block, the crew made famous by the likes of King Von, Chief Keef, and Lil Durk, among others. Mikado was a paid-up member of 600, and this differs from pledging allegiance to your average gang. Because according to a tweet from L.A. Capone, you had to catch a body in order to join. Despite never picking up the mic, Mikado became known by Chiracologists because of how vengeful he was. In fact, there are some who believe he is as bad as King Von, if not worse. According to reports, Mikado's reign of terror began with the untimely demise of T-Roy at the hands of members of Taekwon World and STL. A legendary representative of O-Block, T-Roy was shot in a convenience store, receiving a fatal bullet wound to the chest. The assailants, known as TB and Get Right, were brazen enough to post pictures of themselves online wearing the same clothes that were seen in the CCTV footage from the incident. With that, 600 and their allies mounted up to claim the lives of those responsible and all of their other foes. Soon Mikado became a linchpin of Get Back Gang, a crew of hitmen wreaking havoc upon rival crews. Some of the bodies Mikado is accredited with include Lil Ho of Jaro City, who was killed in a hail of bullets when he was ambushed from a nearby street. Then there was Emobus Jamo, who was shot in a daring drive-by. Mikado played a crucial role in both of these killings, but they wouldn't be the last, as soon he'd carry out a targeted hit on civilians. One day, Juliet Washington and Janine Dowell, otherwise known as White Girl, were in an SUV when two men confronted them in their vehicle. It is alleged that Mikado shot mail carrier Washington upwards of 14 times, while Brown killed her associate. In their wake, they left 5 kids without mothers. From there, he was listed as the primary suspect in the killing of FBG Brick Brother of rapper FBG Duck, as well as another gang member named TB. It's evident that they set out to accomplish what they planned to. But Mikado and his crew of killers had casualties of their own too. This occurred when T-Roy's brother HK and Mikado pressed a random bystander who was dressed flashily as he walked through O-Block. Rather than back down, the man pulled out his gun, catching HK with numerous shots. And according to his family, Mikado didn't adequately try to save his life out of fear of the law coming for him. But as it turns out, they were hot on his tail for the double homicides. Identified after they were tailed by another driver, DNA evidence resulted in him and his accomplice getting arrested. Initially jammed up on firearm charges, it morphed into a double murder rap. To begin with, he pleaded not guilty to a grand total of 12 felony counts, behind bars for 5 years while awaiting trial. During his time in the pen, he wound up into chaotic brawls with rivals while behind bars in the county. But just before he was about to receive his fate, Mikado mysteriously passed away in his cell. According to Trench's News, there were a few different stories floating around, including it being a tragic accident.
One of the killers, just the person who they said did it, he died in jail. McAdoo, 600. That was a person who they said they know for sure he did it. Like, I don't know how they know for sure he did it, but they said they know for sure that McAdoo 600 was one of the people who did it. He died. So I don't know, did that stumble it or, but yeah. They said he overdosed, but his mom said that on DJU, his mom said that he fell out the bed and supposed to hit his head. That's what the police told him. He fell. I've been in the county a million times. I've been on the top bunk, Vlad. I've been on the bottom bunk. I ain't never rolled off that bed, man. It's like your body know that you only got a certain space on this little bed, man, before you tumble off. So your body stays in it, like it trains to stay in the middle, man.
Later down the line, an autopsy revealed that he had a 2-inch tumor in his brain that had gone unnoticed despite Mikado reportedly complaining of headaches on numerous calls with loved ones. As the news broke, countless Chi-Town allies saluted him, with the news even garnering a reaction from Lil Durk just prior to his own incarceration. Despite Mikado passing on, there are some who feel that issues are unresolved. For one thing, Mama Duck wants him to face justice for the death of Brick.
This case back.
Oh, so they did?
Yeah, the cold case people picked it up. And I'm working on that now. I can't wait to, one of the suspects that they were going to charge wind up dying.
For more like this, tap in and subscribe.
Yeah, you see it. The War in Hip Hop, King Von. Exclusive footage and details. We broke it down, repackaged it up, and shipping it out accordingly. Most definitely broke it down. The come up and the tragedy of King Von. Y'all let me know what y'all think about that. Also, let me know who y'all want me to pull some research, who y'all want me to do a War Hip Hop series on. Let me know, put it in the comments. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, comment to my YouTube channel. Make sure you go to my second YouTube channel, S.L.R Sports News TV. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, comment over there. It's very important that you smash that like button, that subscribe button, that comment button. All helps my channels grow, get more viewers. or subscribing pushes both my YouTube channels further to the YouTube algorithm. The War and Hip Hop series continues. We most definitely putting that drop. We putting that heat out there. And as I say again, we cover all aspects of hip hop. We are one of the #1 source for your hip hop news. That's why tap in, make sure you hit that notification button. Get all the drop when we drop all that content on this channel. Like, subscribe, share, comment to my YouTube channel. You know what to do. Hit that subscribe button. I'm out. Peace.